having no idea what was going on. I couldn't move. I was strapped down to a chair by what seemed to be leather straps. It was too dark to actually see anything, so I tried yelling to see if anyone else was in the same situation.
Hello? Can anyone hear me? Can anybody hear me?
My eyes were slowly adjusting to the darkness, and I could start to make out shapes. I could hear tiny footsteps creep quickly across the floor. Then, all of a sudden, I heard much bigger footsteps coming towards me.
Hello? Who's there?
Whoever I had heard walking in had hit a switch, and I was blinded for a second by the bright lights.
Hello?
Welcome, Evan.
Who are you? What's going on?
I'm the doctor, and this is my office. How are you feeling?
I didn't know what to say. I had no idea what I was doing here, or even where here was. And some stranger who calls himself a doctor was asking me how I feel.
The reason I ask is because you are about to go into surgery, and I need you to feel your best.
Surgery?
I had heard about these kinds of things. People being kidnapped in their sleep and had their organs removed, and then left in a bath of ice water to die. But I never thought I would be a victim of these sick crimes.
That's right. Surgery. A client has offered a large sum of money to get something from you.
Wait, what? What the hell does he want from me?
He's a very nice man, you know, and he asked me to thank you in advance for him, since you won't be awake until the procedure is over. He really admires your courage for undergoing this surgery for him. He's been needing a new one for quite some time now. His is getting weak and old.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about your heart.
Wait, my what? My what?
I felt sick.
Oh no, I'll get some medicine.
Wait! You can't take my heart! I need it, please! I'll pay you!
I'm sorry, but this client has offered a large amount of money that I know you can't match. I must perform the surgery.
What? How could you do this? I'm an innocent man! You wouldn't hurt an innocent man, would you?
You don't have to lie to me, Evan. I know your history. All your late nights in the red light district. All your episodes of drug trafficking for the Russian mafia. I have your life story on paper in an office cabinet.
So maybe I wasn't that innocent. But what makes this other client better than me? What gives him more of a right to my heart than myself? I tried explaining this to the doctor.
Because it all comes down to money, Evan. Money makes the world go round. Hasn't anybody ever told you that?
I'd heard the phrase before.
But I don't understand. Who would want my heart so badly?
I'm surprised you haven't figured it out yet. After all, he's been sitting next to you this entire time.
I felt my eyes widen as I turned my head. I had been so focused on this mystery man that I hadn't taken a proper look around his office. He lay there silently on his own table, covered from head to toe by a large white blanket. The doctor walked over to him and pulled the blanket off the man's face. I recognized him immediately. Rex Anderson, current president and CEO of Virtucon. His face had been all over TV recently for discovering the cure for cancer. I never liked the man. He always had a strange look to him.
Why does he want my heart?
Because your heart is strong. Abnormally strong. I was looking at your files, and it seems that chances of heart attacks and cholesterol levels in your family run extremely high. Did you know that at your current age, you are expected to have had 3 heart attacks already? And yet your heart is perfectly healthy. And after your little incident with those mafia members 2 years ago...
I thought back to that day. I had been shot 3 times by 2 Russian gangsters when a deal got hot. All 3 in the chest plate, and 2 of those right in my heart.
It is miraculous that you are still alive, Evan. Truly miraculous.
He smiled at me with his sick, twisted smile. I stared into his eyes and had a sudden urge to lunge forward and tear him apart. I wanted to rip that smile off his face. I pulled with all my might on the leather straps that bound me down to this chair. The straps were tightening around my wrists, and I felt at one point like my hands were going to snap off of my arms. And then, all of a sudden, the straps broke, and I was free. I lunged forward to the doctor, ready to do at him what he was threatening to do to me, when I felt a sharp pain in my arm. I looked up to see the doctor injecting a needle full of a clear liquid into me, still smiling that sick, twisted smile. My eyes slowly drooped, and right before they closed, I saw the doctor mouth to me,
Goodbye, Evan.
I awoke with a jolt, and my eyes darted quickly around the room as I quickly came back to consciousness. I didn't feel right. Everything was moving slowly, probably from the drugs. The leather straps that had binded me to the chair before were gone, and I could finally sit up. The doctor was now on the ground, panting very hard, and staring blankly at the floor down by the side of my chair.
What the hell is going on?
I turned to see Rex Anderson, sitting on the table, furiously yelling at the doctor about why he is awake without a new heart. All the doctor could do was point to what he was staring at. I tilted my head over the side of my chair to see what had frightened this doctor so much.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
A human heart was on the ground. It wasn't connected to any machines or pumps, and yet, it was still beating.
What is...
I couldn't finish my sentence, because as I started it, my head slowly tilted down to view my chest, which had been cut open to the point where most of my vital organs would spill out of me should I do so much as lean forward. I felt sick again, but no vomit came this time. I could hear Rex start to laugh as I turned my head to face him.
Well, that is quite a sight. You can see why I would want your heart now, can't you, Mr. Slater? It just doesn't give up.
He threw his head back and gave out a disgusting laugh. I sat there, dazed, shocked, and amazed at the fact that I was still alive. The doctor had still not come out of his stupor when Rex bent down and picked up my heart off of the floor.
Yep, this is one fine piece of equipment you've got here, Mr. Slater. I'm sorry I've got to take it from you.
Rex had the same sick smile the doctor had before I fell asleep. It made me furious again. I knew I couldn't let Rex take my heart.
I'm sorry, Mr. Anderson. But you just can't have it.
And I immediately grabbed a scalpel from the table next to me and lunged toward Anderson. He jumped and released the heart from his grip. I caught it and stabbed the small knife deep into it. Nobody was taking my heart from me. If I couldn't have it, nobody could. I stared into Anderson's eyes. He looked at me as if I were some wild animal, and as I continued to cut open my own heart, I smiled my own sick, twisted smile. And that's the last thing I remember.